All right, we're going to start today talking about a behavior that's very common in our world now. The term is social media creeping. Now, this usually starts to happen, this behavior, when a friend, an acquaintance, a parent, or even a stranger refers us a business or a person, someone they think that maybe we would be good friends with. We should go out and have a coffee at this cafe, or maybe we should go on a date with this person. And the first thing that we do is pull out our phones. We're opening up the app. We're typing in the search bar, hopefully their username that's going to make sense to what we're looking for. We're opening up the feed, reading a few captions, checking out a few photos, listening to a few videos. And we're not doing this in a creepy way. It's actually just a modern 21st century version of how we operate in this wild digital era. And the reason why we're doing this is because we're simply asking one question. Can I trust this person, this place, or this brand? Social media is not just a place for friendships. It is actually how we're navigating our worlds, and it's how people are able to tell if they can trust you, whether you're a person, a place, or a brand. Now, here's what surprises me most. In most companies, the person in charge of this first impression, your voice, your reputation, your business growth, isn't even in the room where big decisions are being made. They're usually the most junior person or someone who accidentally once said in a Zoom room, "I love social media." And now they get handed a last-minute promo with, "Hey, can you post something quickly about this?" Meanwhile, the C-suite is in another room making huge decisions about where the company is going, different products that they're wanting to launch, different pricing structures, and they're not asking the one person who will know how their community will respond. Leadership doesn't scroll like their customers. Some don't even scroll at all. Yet they wonder, why isn't this campaign working? Why aren't people engaging? And I get it. They may still be looking at social media like it's marketing, but when really it's relationship building. Every post, every caption, every comment, those pieces are starting to shape our culture. Beyond connecting with community, they're actually helping us decide whether we want to work for you, buy from you, advocate for you, or even vote for you. Yet this role is still sidelined as a small position when really it is the position that can completely change the trajectory of a company's growth. Think about it. We have a chief financial officer because money matters. We have a chief operations officer because systems and processes matter. And we have a CMO, a chief marketing officer, because branding, campaigns, and the unified execution of all marketing systems within a company, they matter. But why don't we have a chief social media officer when community and connection matter just as much? Now, before I keep going, the chief social media officer is not a competitor to the CMO, but rather a necessary counterpart. The chief social media officer allows the CMO to stay in their gift, which is in the company, making sure that all of the marketing pieces are moving forward, campaigns are moving on time, schedules are dialed in before it goes out into the world. Whereas the chief social media officer, they're out here. They're listening to what's going on social media. They have the finger on the pulse of the different cultural shifts that are occurring, the new conversations that are arising, and of course, the new trends that I swear happen every single day. And they bring all of this information back into the company. They communicate with the right people, they turn the dials accordingly, and they make sure that the company continues to stay digitally relevant. And again, in this era where digital everything is moving so fast, this is so important. But the thing is, the chief social media officer is not someone that you are going to ask to create content or schedule posts. I'm going to promise you right now, you don't want to do that. They are needed to stay in overarching strategy and collaboration with the company. They need to know what's going on everywhere. And they delegate this strategy to a social media team, keyword team, of creatives and admin support that allow the strategy to come to life. And this allows the chief social media officer to stay in their gift, which is all about collaboration and creative intuition. This C-suite role becomes your company's social heartbeat. Now, over my 9 years in this industry, my voice has brought a sense of relief to every CMO, marketing manager, marketing assistant, and admin staff, because they simply do not have the time to dive into the depths of social media and listen to everything that's going on and pay attention to all the algorithm changes and the updates through all of the social platforms. They can't do it. And so I come in and I help. And this isn't just theory, this is what I practice every single day. When clients come to me, I not only help them manage their posts, well, I have a team that helps me with that part, but I support them to really think about how social media can shift their business strategy and amplify the way that they're operating to achieve the results that they're looking for. And when businesses start to say yes to this, which sometimes it takes a few times for me to persuade them, they start to see some pretty amazing results and transformations within their company. So I'm going to tell you a story. Around 7 years ago, I was still a young social media manager, figuring out, was this what I was going to do? Trying to tell my parents that posting on social media was going to be a career. And I got a call from a hotel in Revelstoke, British Columbia. It was a super cool hotel. I had always wanted a tourism client. And they had just renovated this hotel that was once a dingy roadside trucker's motel. Imagine. And they had renovated it into a beautiful hotel ready to attract Revelstoke tourists. Very different clientele. And they came to me because they're like, we've done all the marketing, we've got the branding dialed in, like the hotel is ready to attract people to come and stay, but the rooms are empty. And so being a millennial, I went online, I checked out their social media platforms, and instantly I knew there was no vibe. I know that sounds very millennial of me, and I say this all the time in sales calls. I'm like, you just need to find your vibe. And people laugh, and then they trust me. When I went online, the marketing was beautiful. The branding was there, but the website and the photos that were available, they were like interior design photos. Beautiful, bright, but no people in them. No visitor stories. And I could see pretty quickly why this wasn't working. And so I knew pretty quickly, and if anyone's ever run a social media account before, you know how important that first folder is full of content. There wasn't much for me to use. I was probably going to run out in about 2 weeks. And so I needed to win. I wanted to win. I loved having a hotel, and I was still new, trying to prove myself into this industry. And so I asked my clients, can I just go out into the Instagram world, reach out to some outdoorsy people, ask them if they took good photos and videos, ask them to come stay at the hotel for a couple nights in exchange for content for me and some social media exposure while they stayed at the hotel. All I needed my clients to do was to give away some rooms for free. And they said, go for it. The rooms are empty anyways, and our staff are here, so let's get them working. And what happened next was something I didn't expect. Hot tub selfies. Awesome mountain adventures from wild Revelstoke adrenaline junkies. I could have never created content like that. Drone footage of the hotel, and of course, dogs lounging on the beds and jumping in the bathtub because pet friendly. And after less than a month of me being able to switch the content into all of these beautiful pieces that these creators were sending me, the feed started to have a vibe. DMs were coming in, comments were starting to show up on the photos, people asking, where is this? And that's when I know I'm doing my job well. The conversation is starting. So I could feel it online, and the staff of the hotel could feel it offline. Reviews went up, bookings followed, and the hotel became a community for outdoor adventurers, both online and offline. And this was all because I understood something critical. Yes, at the time, it was a hypothesis, because I was still new. But now I am fully aware. The best type of social media strategy is not about pushing messages. It's about creating experiences that people want to talk about, and then just let them do the talking. And this all started because I reached out and made some connections first. I just needed to connect with the community that knew way more than I did about the mountain lifestyle. And then what happened next was that a community was formed. And the results? The sales that my clients were looking for. It took patience, and it took a lot of connecting and communicating, but the results came. And that's the power of organic social. Now, this idea of building genuine connections first isn't just how I created an awesome strategy for this hotel. I've also worked with many other clients, and I've done the same thing. But it's also how I operate in my world, how I make friends as an adult, how I'm able to create connections and build my business. And I have a degree in psychology, and I had a fascination on how digital communication was shaping the way that we were experiencing human relationships. And what I found was it was deepening how we connect, it was changing how we trust, and it was influencing our sense of belonging and how we feel a part of something greater than ourselves. And it has me really question how we continue to move in this era. And today, I lead an agency dedicated entirely to organic social media. Sometimes people think I'm a little crazy, with the world changing as fast as it does and social media changing even faster. But what I've seen is that when my clients and when people decide to take social media seriously and allow expertise to sit at the leadership table, they are the ones positioned to win. So, if you are a business, or you run a team, or you simply care about how brands connect with people, take social media seriously. Allow it a real seat at the strategy table. And if you don't have one yet, find or become the chief social media officer that your organization needs. Because someone is creeping your social platforms. They're listening to your videos. They're asking themselves, do I trust this person enough to take the next step? And when they land, make sure that they feel genuine connection. Make sure they see real community. And make sure that they feel heard by someone who truly understands them. And that's why your next big hire is not another marketer, but a chief social media officer, because the future of your business is already in their feed. Thank you.